Squid Game has sparked numerous fascinating theories, with one of the most popular suggesting that Gi-hun will rise to become the next leader of the games. In other words, he could take the frontman's position by the end of Season 3. But how plausible is this theory? Does it hold water? Join us today on Frontman's Lair, as we dive into a full and explore why Gi-hun might ultimately become the new frontman of Squid Game. The theory proposes that the frontman will manipulate Gi-hun's mind, drawing him into the Squid Game, this time as the new leader. This idea is rooted in the series' portrayal of Gi-hun's dramatic transformation over the seasons, suggesting that this change will eventually lead him to become as ruthless as the frontman. Gi-hun was a clumsy, unsuccessful man who, despite his struggles, still tried to find happiness. In the beginning, it was typical to see Gi-hun smiling and trying to stay positive, even in the face of overwhelming debt. Just look at the first episode. Gi-hun smiles constantly, despite owing enough money to last 10 lifetimes. We see a broken Gi-hun, emotionally shattered. His smile is gone, and his personality has completely changed. The trauma from the first games continues to haunt him, leaving a deep mark on his life. This draws a clear parallel to the frontman's own transformation. He too was once a good man who became corrupted after the tragic death of his wife and child. The series seems to be highlighting how Gi-hun's personality gradually mirrors that of the frontman. However, despite their similarities, they are not the same. The two still hold opposing philosophies. Even after all the suffering in Season 1, Gi-hun remains a fundamentally good person, always seeing the best in others. Gi-hun has faith in people, which is why, in the new games, we see him actively trying to save other players. The frontman holds a completely different view. He believes that humans are inherently evil, and that anyone can become a killer when the circumstances are right. These two conflicting philosophies are a central theme throughout the season. In several episodes, we witness Gi-hun showing genuine concern for the other players, feeling pain and sorrow whenever someone dies. Throughout the games, the frontman manipulates events to impose his own ideals on Gi-hun. In the first vote, it was the frontman who decided that the players should continue. This moment highlighted something crucial. People are inherently selfish, willing to risk their own lives and the lives of others for the sake of money. The frontman is deeply invested in proving his philosophy to Gi-hun, believing that only then can he corrupt him. He needs Gi-hun to adopt his ideals in order to make him the new frontman during the carousel game. In one instance, when a mother is separated from her child, the frontman tells her that her son abandoned her. In this moment, the frontman attempts to demonstrate his belief that people are inherently evil. The frontman's tactic to prove his point was by showing Gi-hun how a son could abandon his own mother. He acts like the devil, manipulating events and whispering darkness into people's ears. Despite all of this, Gi-hun refuses to be swayed, standing firm in his beliefs. However, everything shifts in the final episode, when Gi-hun leads a revolt against the guards to achieve his goal. Gi-hun sacrifices several of his companions, and this decision marks a turning point. In this moment, the frontman appears satisfied, as he believes he has finally achieved his goal, proving that Gi-hun could be corrupted. In the season finale, the frontman kills Gi-hun's friend right before his eyes. This tragedy is key to connecting the two. It's important to remember that the frontman was once a normal, happy man, a good cop, before his descent into darkness. But everything changed when his pregnant wife died. This shattered his world and led to his corruption. With this context, it makes sense that the frontman would kill Gi-hun's friend. He wanted to break his spirit and make Gi-hun experience the same suffering he endured in the past. However, tragedy alone isn't enough. The frontman feels immense guilt over his wife's death. We're told she was very ill, and he even considered selling his own kidney to raise money for her treatment. He had donated his kidney to his adoptive brother, the policeman. This detail makes his wife's death even more painful, as he believes it was his fault. Now, looking at Gi-hun, we see that he's already endured significant losses. In Season 1, several of his friends and even his mother died. But these deaths weren't his fault. They were victims of the games, and Gi-hun was just another victim. In Season 2, however, Youngbei's death can be directly attributed to Gi-hun. He was the one who organized the rebellion, and his friends followed him because they trusted him. This makes Youngbei's death particularly significant. This is why the frontman wants Gi-hun to witness his friend's death firsthand. He tells him, "This happened because you played the hero." The frontman wants Gi-hun to feel the weight of guilt. Now, both Gi-hun and the frontman share feelings of tragedy and guilt. But something crucial is still missing. To fully corrupt Gi-hun, betrayal is the missing element. In the frontman's backstory, we learn another key detail. When his wife became ill, an old acquaintance helped him financially, but his fellow officers believed it was a bribe and reported him to their superiors. This led to his firing and left him with no options. Gi-hun needs to be betrayed by the people he defends, the survivors of the game. It's possible that the frontmen will offer these survivors a chance to leave, but only if they turn against Gi-hun. If this happens, Gi-hun would be disillusioned with the world. The very people he's trying to protect would abandon him. After such a blow, Gi-hun might lose hope and adopt the frontman's philosophy that people are inherently evil. The Squid Game itself perfectly embodies this philosophy, where good people turn bad, friends kill each other, and betrayals happen constantly. The frontman understands this, which is why he supports the games. They aren't just a job for him. They represent his philosophy and prove it time and again. Philosophically, this matters deeply to him, especially in corrupting Gi-hun. In conclusion, the theory has many compelling points. I would even argue that it's the theory with the most narrative backing. The only reason I might dismiss it is that it's too dark. Ending with Gi-hun as a villain would be a very sad conclusion for the series as a whole. Remember, the creator of the show has already stated that Season 3 will be the final season. With that in mind, if this theory proves true, Gi-hun would end the story as a villain, and there would be no further episodes to pull him out of the darkness. Honestly, I have a hard time believing the director would want to end the story this way. If a Season 4 were confirmed, there would be more room for Gi-hun to seek redemption in the future. But if you ask me, I do think the frontman will offer Gi-hun a chance to join him. However, I believe he'll reject it. The story has to end with Gi-hun on the side of good, whether that's by destroying the games or sacrificing himself to save someone. I just can't accept the idea of Gi-hun becoming a villain. That's all for today. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like. That would be legendary. Also, don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this. Thanks for watching. I'm Frontman's Lair, and I'll see you next time.